What's up with y'all? We back with another one. As y'all see on the screen, y'all see what we watching. Y'all see family TV. This one said informant turned killer. So yeah, this got to be something crazy. I'm trying to see what's going on. But yeah, hope y'all doing good. Hope y'all got y'all some smoke, chill, something for y'all to chill with the video. Other than that, we finna watch it. Go ahead and see what they're talking about.
Nobody wins when the family feels.
It was last week that police were called to an apartment complex in northwest Oklahoma City in reference to a shooting. It was during that incident that we learned that 16-year-old Khalid Landon did pass away from the shooting. Our investigators were hard at work. They were able to determine a suspect in this case. He was identified as 16-year-old Dante Hawthorne. We did send out a message last week to the media with his mugshot, asking people to please contact us if they knew where he was. We learned that over the weekend that the U.S. Marshals actually picked Mr. Hawthorne up in Ozark, Alabama. He was taken into custody without incident. Obviously will eventually be coming back here to Oklahoma City. Right now he is charged with first-degree murder.
It was just before 10 o'clock Thursday night that police found 16-year-old Khalid Landon lying in the parking lot at the Windsor Village Apartments. He later died at a local hospital.
It happened right here, pretty much where we're standing at.
On our website, a man at the center of a crime spree is dead after an officer-involved shooting. Police say it started early this morning with a deadly shooting in Moore. According to Moore PD, Dante Hawthorne went into a house and shot two people, one of them dying from the shooting. He then left that scene, went to another location and stole a car. Police say he then drove near Northwest 11th and May, where he left the stolen car, but then stole a white truck from another person. After that, he drove to Northeast 26th and Martin Luther King, where he shot and killed a different person. After that is when he led police on a chase.
Fam, imagine being labeled a snitch before you even able to drive. Imagine being 16 years old, caught in some robberies, and at the moment, the streets found out you cooperated. Your name already dirty before your life even starts. Now imagine spending the next decade trying to erase that label. Not with school, not with a job, not with a positive turnaround or passive income, but trying to prove yourself to the very same people.
Bro, the streets, that's why the streets is dead, bro. Then y'all little ass babies is running wild in these streets, then y'all get caught up in that courtroom, in them interrogation rooms, and y'all be singing like birds, boy. Y'all better, bro, find y'all something to do with y'all life, bro, because this ain't it.
Who once turned their back on you. This is the story of a young man who went from a teen informant to a young shooter to ultimately one of the most dangerous names Oklahoma City has seen in years. And fam, what makes this case even crazier is that after being accused of his first murder at 19, sitting in jail for almost 3 years, he beat the case. In a situation we'll later discuss. Let's just say he didn't lay low. He didn't move away. He didn't rebuild. Instead, investigators say he picked up a gun, killed two teenagers who was his roommate. A situation that's head-scratching to say the least. Not to mention he got in his car and within 30 minutes, 4 people were dead across 2 cities. Random innocent victims, carjackings, apartment shootings, and people starting their morning with no idea they wouldn't live to see lunchtime. 4 killed in a half an hour. 5 bodies total connected to his name.
Yeah, give bro the chair. Give bro the chair. He out here doing way too much.
And a final shootout with police, where his story and the violent rampage will finally come to an end. Today we're going back to the beginning. How a teenage informant turned into a grown man trying to earn back street credibility. And how he beat a murder case. And how all that pain, anger, and confusion exploded into one of Oklahoma's wildest crime sprees in years. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I won't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. Fam, meet Dante Hawthorne. His mom died at a very early age, and he moved to Oklahoma. In 2008, he was 16 years old, and some say have an identity crisis. He was along 5 other individuals who robbed a grocery store at gunpoint in February. And before that...
What was you... That's another reason why I said stay off the streets. Like, what did you think you was finna get by robbing a grocery store? At the most, you getting like, what, 2,000?
He hit a pawn shop stealing a firearm according to court documents. But he was able to basically get away because Dante was the youngest. And he admitted in court papers that he stood as the lookout, as an accomplice, and stole a handgun from the pawn shop, then helped rob the grocery store. Authorities wasn't aware of the pawn shop until Dante told them about everything. Dante was then labeled as a snitch at 16 years old. He was charged as a youthful offender and received a deferred sentence in the case, meaning stay out of trouble and your record disappears. But the streets don't care about deferred sentences. They care about one thing. Did you talk? Did you cooperate? Did you snitch? And once that label sticks, you rarely get it off. From 16 on, his name was already tainted. Fast forward June 4th, Dante 19 years old. And after having a bad rap, he wanted to prove a point and take a man's life not because he had beef with him, not because he posed a threat to his life, but because he wanted to rep to the gang that he wanted to be with, that he can kill an alleged opposition. And that's when a 16-year-old teen named Khalid Landon was shot and killed at an Oklahoma City apartment complex. It was called Windsor Village Apartments, near Northwest 23rd Street in North Ann Arbor. Witnesses told police they saw
That's lame. Like, that's so lame to me. I don't understand the gangbanging. Like, you want to be down with them so bad that you willing to go kill somebody that you don't even know, got no problems with, to be down with these niggas? Like, who the fuck is them? Like, they ain't God. Like,
Dante shot Landon and run from the scene. Police tracked Dante to Alabama, where he was arrested by U.S. Marshals. May Khalid rest in peace and love condolences to his family.
All right, this feels almost illegal to know, but our windows were so old and just desperately needed to be replaced. So I called a few contractors, but they all quoted me.
Police now know the name of a teenager gunned down in the middle of an apartment complex. Authorities say 16-year-old Khalid Landon died last night at OU Medical Center, and we're showing you right here where it happened at the intersection of Northwest 23rd and Ann Arbor. KOCO's Michael Seiden is live. Michael.
Right now, police aren't releasing motive in this shooting, but we did learn through court documents that this 16-year-old had a troubled past filled with felony arrests.
This is crazy.
In the middle of an apartment complex, a 16-year-old is shot, left for dead on a curb in front of dozens of people.
I was in the house and I heard gunshots, and I walked outside and I just seen a whole group of people over here, and then I went over there and the dude was bleeding.
Crazy thing about nowadays somebody gets shot, you'll have people there and 80% of them gonna pull their phone out. You might have someone that's gonna actually try to help. Like, that's crazy.
Raven Edmondson says the teen, now identified as 16-year-old Khalid Landon, was shot in the stomach.
He was trying to get up. But he couldn't. And he was moaning and groaning and all kind of.
Last night, detectives spent several hours searching for evidence and interviewing neighbors. They even found the teen's hat. Still, there are no leads, no arrests, not even a suspect.
At this point, it's still very early in the investigation. We don't have any suspect description. We're not certain what led up to this shooting.
And I want to put this into perspective. So far this year, we've had 43 homicides. Compare that to last year. In 2011, we had a total of 60 homicides. Reporting live outside police headquarters, Michael Seiden, KOCO, Eyewitness News 5.
Now here's where things take a dramatic turn. When he catch this murder charge, prosecutors go back and say, quote, he violated his youthful offender probation. That robbery sentence he got, we revoking it. And the judge sentenced him to 2 life terms just for violating probation before he's even tied for the murder. But the murder trial itself, well, he had to wait in jail for nearly 3 years for it to begin. And when it finally does, the witnesses started to fall apart. One wanted money, one wanted a deal, one had inconsistencies, and one had DA favoritism. His defense attorney called them compromised witnesses, and the jury agrees. 45 minutes later, he was found not guilty. He beats the murder, but he leaves the courtroom with something more dangerous than time served, a point to prove. And not to mention, those 2 life sentences, they gone. So not only did he beat a murder, but he beat 2 life sentences by the age of 19. Now at this point, it's the return to the streets. Instead of disappearing, leaving Oklahoma.
Now what y'all doing if y'all beat a murder charge and 2 life sentences? Y'all let me know. Y'all going back to the streets, or y'all finna find y'all something to do with y'all life? Y'all let me know in the comments. Me personally, I'm getting the hell up out of it.
Moving on, Dante comes right back into the same environment. He started hanging with the same crowds, the same gang circles, the same energy. Street rumors say.
Like, I don't get that about y'all. Like you don't see where that got you the first fucking time? Like, you gonna go right back to the same people?
He was trying to show he wasn't who he was at 16. trying to erase that informant label, trying to regain respect. But fam, you don't get rid of a street label with time. You don't erase it with new friends, and you definitely don't fix it with violence. If anything, all you do is create more enemies. And that's exactly what Dante did. Because what's coming next is one of Oklahoma's wildest 30-minute crime sprees. Monday, November 24th, 2025, Moore, Oklahoma. At around 4 a.m., Dante entered his home, an apartment, where an 18-year-old aspiring pediatric nurse named Serenity had just moved in 2 weeks earlier. She had just turned 18, just started her adult life. She lived there with her boyfriend, a man who wasn't identified and maybe due to his age, when suddenly shots rang out. Dante shot Serenity, instantly killing her, also shooting her boyfriend, but he survived with injuries. May Serenity rest in peace and love and condolences to her family. Her story alone is heartbreaking. A kid with a dream career, months from graduation, taken for absolutely no reason. Well, at least was released to the public as of yet, but the spree is just now starting. Shortly after, Dante ran out the apartment, and then officers get a call to another apartment complex, and this one near Northeast 12th Street and Eastern Avenue. There, a man was found unresponsive in a parking lot and later died due to health complications at the hospital. May he rest in peace and love and condolences to his family. It was later confirmed that Dante had carjacked him to flee the scene. Then, according to Oklahoma City police, Dante drove the stolen vehicle from Monroe to Oklahoma City, where the violence escalated. He allegedly carjacked another vehicle at gunpoint near Northwest 11th and May Avenue. Roughly 30 minutes later, officers responded to a shooting on the 2100 block of Northeast 26th Street. The victim, identified as Lennox Richardson, 44 years old, he died from his injuries. Investigators linked this homicide to Dante again, though a motive remains unclear. May Lennox rest in peace and love and condolences to his family. Shortly after, officers spotted Dante driving near Southeast 44th and Eastern. A police pursuit ended when he crashed on I-240 at Eastern Avenue while driving the wrong way. After the crash, police said Dante attempted to carjack multiple motorists.
You really are lame, bro. You really sat your whole life to try to prove to some niggas. Like, what you want them to do? Give you some sucky suck? Like, bro, you on some weird shit, bro. Like, it's like, yeah. Bro, you did all of this, beat double license to come back and do the same shit. Like, bro, you are.
Gunpoint. During the chaos, he was struck by 2 separate vehicles. Despite his injuries, Dante continued the attempt robberies while armed. At 12:51 p.m., Sergeant Clifford, a 10-year veteran of the Oklahoma City Police Department, had shot Dante. He was transported to a hospital where he was pronounced dead.
10-year-old daughter was murdered this weekend. Thanks for joining us. I'm Carl Torp.
And I'm Amanda Taylor. The teenager is one of 3 people who died during a violent crime spree, starting in Moore and ending in Oklahoma City on Saturday. News 9's Jennifer Pierce spoke to the grieving father.
And she joins us now live in our newsroom with how his daughter will be remembered. Jen.
Carl, the father of 18-year-old Serenity Burton, tells me he spoke to his daughter by phone just 6 hours before he was notified of her tragic death.
Would you be happy if you stayed where you are in life and job forever? If the answer is yes, then this video is not for you. But if you want to find...
Just starting a life on her own.
She just wanted to, she wanted to get out there, spread her wings, and make something of herself.
Derek Burton says his daughter Serenity Burton and her boyfriend recently moved in with 34-year-old Deontay Hawthorne. Burton says he knew nothing about Hawthorne.
She was a very private person, and she probably didn't want to worry us. So what we thought is that it was a nice house, and he was never home. He was always working.
Burton may never know why Hawthorne turned a gun on his daughter, killing her and injuring her boyfriend at their home in Moore early Saturday morning.
She cared for everybody. She loved everybody. She would always try to find the positive in people.
They need to go get him a mental evaluation. She was up with him in the head.
More police tied Hawthorne to a carjacking several hours later, where a man was found unresponsive from a medical episode and later died. But the suspect didn't stop there. Police say Hawthorne went on to commit more armed carjackings and a deadly
to my youngins out there, bro, y'all ain't gotta prove shit to nobody, bro. Y'all gotta Gotta have that confidence within yourself. But y'all ain't gotta prove shit to nobody but yourself, bro. It's you against the world, bro. It's you against you. It's you against you, bro. Don't worry about nothing else. Don't try to prove nothing to nobody. Ain't nobody even worth that. Unless you trying to prove something to like your mom that you could be responsible, something like that. That's cool. But don't be trying to prove none of these dudes out here, bro. If they ain't your dad, don't be trying to prove none of these niggas out here, bro. Ain't nothing good for it.
Shooting in northeast OKC, killing 44-year-old Lennox Richardson. Hawthorne's crime spree ended with a pursuit and an officer-involved shooting on I-240 and Eastern.
He ended up in a confrontation with officers where he was shot and killed.
And more police say Burton's boyfriend was treated and released at a hospital on Saturday. Amanda.
Okay, Jen, and Oklahoma City police say Hawthorne was hit by multiple cars while attempting to carjack drivers near I-240 and Eastern. Investigators are asking those drivers to contact the homicide tip line.
Fam, this story right here is a clear example of what happens when somebody spends their entire life trying to prove a point, running from a label instead of running towards a future. A kid who made a dumb mistake at 16 tried to fix it with street credibility and ended up taking innocent lives.
How you gonna try and fix it with street credibility, bro? You snitched. Your whole street credibility is over, bro. Try to fix it by doing something with your life, bro. Instead, you gonna throw your whole life away, bro. Like, I don't be
including
that,
a young
bro.
woman who had everything ahead of her. 5 bodies tied to his name, 4 killed in the same day. Dreams lost, families broken, and the community still trying to make sense of it. Fam, this was the story of a teenage informant who turned into a killer and got away with murder and 2 life sentences by the age of 19.
And decided to
Now
jump right
at
back into the
34
streets
years
and be a
old,
dummy.
responsible for 5 bodies lost. May they all rest in peace and love and condolences to their families. Want to send love and prayers to anyone who was affected by the story we just talked about. Let me know how y'all feel about this one in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And today,
that's the video, bro. To my youngest, back to why I say the streets ain't worth it. It takes too much to be a criminal. All those things, bro. Best thing y'all can do is find y'all something to do. Legal. So many ways to get some money now. Streets is dead. They got all these cameras. They got all these ways of detecting DNA, hair, all that stuff, bro. It's not worth it, bro. Stay out of the streets, bro. Y'all think it's cool, it's not cool, bro. Street niggas is the new lame niggas, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro. It's not it, bro. But other than that, yeah. Y'all be safe. Y'all have y'all good Thanksgiving. I'll get at y'all tomorrow. Other than that, stay out the way. I'm out.